I don't know. I don't even know if this is working. Yeah, it's working. You are live. And now you're out of focus. Did you put Vaseline on the lens? Yeah, that's crazy. All right, once again, the same old shit show. Serious Star Trek. But I think Dan's not going to be here. He's got some mom and dad thing to do. But Dr. John Price, the coolest guy in the universe, is here to talk about Star Trek shit.
That's me. That's me.
Yeah, man. I have had a pretty bad cold for the last couple of days. Just the real snot stuff, you know. And Walker, he gave it to me, and he's got a sinus infection. So, which is really cool because as a 16-year-old teen, he has never seen green and yellow snot before. So he's freaking this shit out, and both Mimi and I are telling him like, dude, this is just a thing that happens. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's just your body. It's your body rejecting the thetans. That's all.
The thetans,
you know.
The fun thing for me is I had like a little fever this morning. It was like, and the one thing I hate is being hot, because all the different places that I've lived that were hot and jobs I had where I was outside in the sun, it just made me hate hot, because when you're cold and freezing, you're in the snow and, you know, killing Smirch agents and shit, you can at least at some point go inside and get warm, right? Sure. Put on another coat, bathe yourself in the blood of your enemies. You can get warm if you're cold, but it's impossible to get cool if you're hot. You know, you can't just grab a blanket and go, oh, fine, I'm cool now.
That's a really good point. And that leads me to our next discussion, which is what's the deal with igloos? You know? I had a student, we do a project where it's like, you know, create a colony, you know, we're learning about, you know, US history, it's create a colony, you know. And this one group was like, yeah, in the summer we'll live in igloos. And it's like, okay.
Wait, in the summer?
So many things wrong with that sentence, but okay.
Hey, sure. Sagasag is here.
Sure.
Hey, Chris Sagasag.
What do you think the Star Trek equivalent of igloos would be?
That's a good idea. They must have some kind of portable shelter thing that is igloo shaped that they just you know, it's compressed in a little thing and they just throw it out and it's like four men, you know, and it's got air too, probably, because you need it. That's cool.
Right. Yeah. Like a compressor type thing.
Yeah. Just some kind of emergency shelter with you know, 3 days of food, 3 days of air for 3 people.
Well, you got to keep Moopsie at bay, so you definitely need some protection. What should we talk about, guys? I don't know.
I got some Star Trek stuff. I'm so were you up to date on Dave Blast today?
Oh yeah, I meant to say that I work too much, but I meant to say that the other day he put on Twitter that, you know, he's not eligible for I don't know, some kind of compensation that the guild is giving out or whatever the fuck. And because he lives in Canada now, he's not eligible for this compensation. So he's like selling off all his shit. And I meant to send it to you guys, but I forgot. But now you guys stumbled upon it yourself. Philo, right? Philo brought it.
I think it was Philo. Yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah.
And so I went over there right away. I like, there's a Star Trek Facebook group I've never heard of. Holy shit.
Right.
And so I went over there, and man, that was funny. And even some guy called him on it, kind of. He did it more politely than I did. Nice. He was like, really historical? And he's like, well, it's really old. And I'm like, I get it, man. I totally get it. But like,
he's trying to make money, you know.
Yeah. But on the other hand, you know, it's hilarious when dicks are in trouble.
Maybe you shouldn't live in Canada, is all I'm saying.
Well, no. I mean, go throw yourself down the stairs and take the day off in the free hospital, you know? I mean, Canada.
I don't know, dude. I know I know I'm probably in the wrong on this, but I can't work up any sympathy for the writers. I really can't. And look, I know, like, in a black and white, like, on paper sense that they're right, and like the whole AI writing thing needs to fuck right the hell off. But like Screen Actors Guild and like dude, fuck all of you. Like, you're all just people who just read shit on camera. Like, we have so many shows, dude. I'm like, There's new reality TV coming out. Like, come on, man.
I really think that the collapse of American civilization is happening, and so we're gonna have to redo healthcare, and we're gonna have to redo entertainment, and we're gonna have to redo fucking everything. So I'm with you on the I can't get excited thing.
Yeah.
My buddy Steve Higgins owns a comic store in Waltham, Massachusetts, and he's all like, fuck you people with your healthcare, and I'm like, okay, like we're not trying to help people who don't care.
Right.
If you don't care, that's great. But lots of people do care. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's funny. But so Dave Blass, though, let's get back.
I don't begrudge the guy. He needs money. Like, he's selling.
I don't begrudge the guy either. Except here's the thing: when you're an absolute asshead to your fans,
yes,
kind of hard to bring up some sympathy. I don't wish ill on the guy. I just think it's funny. That's all.
And like, who do you think's going to be buying this?
Well,
Star Trek fans. Like, don't be an asshole to Star Trek fans, and then be like, "Oh, hey, by the way, give me thousands of dollars." Like, no.
Here's what I think, though. I think that he's going at it like the douchebag way, right?
Yeah, of course he is.
He knows he has an audience, so spell it out and give them some Star Trek stuff. There are production guys. There's this guy, I don't know if I should say his name in public, but he's doing it in public. It's a guy named Michael Moore, and he's worked on Next Gen and all the Star Treks, right?
I've seen his stuff.
Yeah. And so he's doing the same thing, except he's retiring, right? He's an old guy. So he's got his house is full of this shit that he just has ended up with. Right. And then so he puts it all in a box and goes, $150. You know who I am, and if you give a shit, it's $150. And there's going to be some cool shit in there. And if you don't, shut the fuck up because I'm not talking to you. And I loved that guy. I was like, I would be mad when I couldn't be in front of Facebook because I couldn't get involved until the third one because he would do them 20 at a time and they would instantly go. And I would like get up and take a crap, nice leisurely crap, maybe play Wordle on my iPad and get up 20 minutes and they're fucking gone.
They're all gone.
Anyway, so I finally got one and did I show you?
No.
I'm working on it. He gave me a bunch of triangles and gumdrops.
Nice.
And so I'm making my own little thing.
That's awesome.
And I got this space right here is going to be for the intercom. And I got the button. But these were production made for all the times they redid the TOS thing. I think it's
screen used, bitch.
I don't know if they're screen used. I mean, they didn't come off the production. Production made is just fine in this world. Just fine. But it's cool because, you know me for a while. For like 10 years, I didn't have any Star Trek stuff. And it's because it was a going concern. And now Star Trek kind of seems like, oh, remember that?
Yeah.
Like going to your county fair and kissing the pretty girl from 20 years ago for $1 because they're raising money for the JV soccer team. It's like, couldn't we have done this about 15 years ago?
Right.
Take you out to dinner or something? All right, $1. I'll give you some.
I saw there's a clickbait article about Jonathan Frakes and the ending of Discovery and how when Strange New Worlds came out, it was like a backhanded slap across Discovery's face that everyone was like, oh, finally, Strange New Worlds is good. And he's like, yeah, that was a real slap in the face to everyone who worked on Discovery and Picard and all that. And then, of course, the interview ends, because it's Jonathan Frakes. The interview ends with, yeah, but luckily I was also working on Strange New Worlds, so I was fine with it.
You gotta admire that guy.
I love that guy so much.
He's such a company man.
Oh yeah.
But so he says what they want him to say.
Right.
And he always slides a little thing in there like that.
Yeah.
What a slap in the face that was completely deserved.
Yeah.
I am fine because I'm doing the good one now.
He's so funny.
That's awesome.
I fucking love Frakes. Although I will say Frakes had a COVID plexiglass up when I saw him at GalaxyCon. So I didn't get to stand next to him and compare heights, because we're allegedly the same height. I'm just saying. Let's anyway.
I think you probably got some on him. He's an old man. Gravity
gonna
takes
say,
a toll on your vertebrae, man.
it happens. It's starting to take a toll on my vertebrae, and I'm only 25 years old.
Philo's completely right. The price of that desk has gone down since he posted.
Of course it has. He's selling a drafting desk. Like what? What do you think is going to happen, bro?
Here's the thing. I'm just an idiot, right? But when I was doing comics, I bought a sixer of Coronitos. What are they called? The little ones. Ooh. And because I had some extra frames for putting in action figures and shit, what do they call them? Shadow boxes with glass. And so I thought, hey, it'd be really cool. I was working on Planet of the Capes at the time, and I was like, it'd be really cool. I'll drink a beer while I'm writing the script. And I sold all 6 empty things in a frame and everything for 20 with my autograph little thing. That's Coronita. Yeah, that's what they are. And so I get it, but you have to be cute. You can't just go, here's my old laundry. You want $1,000 for it? Yeah, that sounds good.
Here's a cardboard box that
this is
stepped on Picard season 3.
This is the desk I did my job on. Sorry, pal. I don't care.
Well, and it's because he's fucking on Twitter all day getting filleted by idiots who are like, oh my God, Picard season 3 is the greatest thing of all time. Oh my God, oh my God. It's like, yeah, it doesn't suck. Congratulations.
Right. What a triumph.
We made a passable Star Trek.
Completely C-average episode. Thank you. A triumph. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, Lower Decks is great.
Did you see
Decks at some point?
Did you see what was the last week's? I think I missed it. Or haven't seen it yet. Did you notice how you have to talk about TV different now? You never miss TV. I don't know. I'm a little older than you. So when around the water cooler, when you used to talk to people, you'd go, "Oh, hey,
I see what you mean."
Latest episode of MASH? No, man, I missed it.
Right,
that's not even a thing anymore.
Yeah, there's no.
What's the matter with you? Did they just turn off the power to your house? I mean,
right. There's 2 options: either you haven't seen it yet, or oh no, I don't have that app.
Yeah.
I don't have that streaming service.
I quite often go, I don't give a shit.
I think the last episode was Boimler was in charge of like an away team or something like that.
Oh, okay, I saw that one.
I think that was it. I don't remember.
You know,
where's Sagazag? He'll tell us.
You know what's really funny to me is that latest Strange New Worlds, not the latest one, the one where they the old scientists, the live action crossover, it ruined the cartoon for me.
Did it?
I'm kind of like, man, they put a Kazitian in the last one. Fuck, I'd love to see a Kazitian in live action.
Right?
Why are they doing Lower Decks in live action? It happens like 4 times an episode. I'm like, oh. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
man.
That's right. That's right. It was the Orion Pirate episode. I forgot.
Yeah.
Whatever. I can't keep them straight.
But that's a function. That's a function of entertainment, right? I mean, in the old days, there's 79 episodes of Star Trek, and I was telling you in the green room, I'm kind of sick, and so the missus texted me and go, "How you feeling?" And I'm okay. I'm feeling shit, but I just took this as an opportunity to watch the Omega Glory again.
Nice.
But like, I was talking to a kid about this, and he's like, I don't have anything like that. And I'm like, well, yeah, you don't. I mean, he does for a while, but there's nothing that has, like, he loves Community, and he watched Community all the way through 3 times. But now he's like, oh, I'm done with that. Now what's my new thing?
Right.
You know? And me, I'm fucking 59 years old, and I'm like, I don't feel good. May I have the comfort of Ron Tracy, please? You know? Anyway. Tendi rescues the sister. Did you notice the Big Lebowski joke? They had some dialogue in there. We're giant Lebowski fans over at my house. Even my kid, who does not smoke dope, as far as I know. We do live in a big city, so who knows? But
what was the Big Lebowski joke?
But that's the thing, when they get they say they reference Bunny, where they go, "What'd you do? She kidnapped herself." It's all they said the thing. So it's just like total like dry dialogue, completely contextual.
That's hilarious.
In our house, we all looked at each other like, "Did you hear what I heard?"
That's funny, man. No, I missed that. I have to watch Lower Decks late at night by
Oh
myself.
yeah,
So
yeah, I got you. The science officer doesn't dig it, right?
you know. I mean, she says she likes it, but then she goes and does the things when it's on.
Yeah, Mimi doesn't care, but she'll sit there and work on her iPad and listen to
Hmm.
it. And so that's
Yeah.
really weird because Walker and I got into this habit that if something visual happens, we like pause it and go, "Hey, do you care about this?" And she'll go, "Oh, wait, what?" And look, and, "Oh, that was
Yeah,
cool."
right,
And we have to
right.
rewind it 10 seconds, and it's like
That's funny.
this entertainment is so different now.
Yeah, yeah. I tried to get her to watch Ahsoka, but Ahsoka
Yeah,
is way too much Jedi spiritualism for
yeah.
her. So, because she likes Mandalorian, she likes Baby Yoda. That's what I should say. She likes Baby Yoda, and literally every episode, she's like, "Do you think
It's
Baby
Baby
Yoda is
Yoda.
going to be in this one?" I'm like, "I don't
And she doesn't call him Grogu, right? She says Baby
know." Oh
Yoda
no,
because
no, it's
that's
definitely
cute.
Baby Yoda. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, well.
Baby Yoda, cute. Grogu, not cute.
Now we know what to send the Price family for Christmas.
Yeah, yeah, right. Sadly, we have a lot of Baby Yoda things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I tried to get her to watch Ahsoka, and I'll give her credit. She tried, and she was like, "Yeah, this is good. I'm gonna
Yeah, I
watch it."
mean,
I'm like,
if
"Yeah,
that's
fair,
all you
fair
can ask
enough, fair
for.
enough." Yeah,
That's all you can ask for.
it is a lot, dude. Ahsoka is so fucking good. I
It's
don't care
pretty
what anybody
dense,
says.
though. I
It's
don't
very
know.
dense. Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Hey, do I need to know anything about Clone Wars or Rebels to understand that show?" And I'm like, "Well, you don't like Star Wars, so like, we're
Right.
we're not even there yet."
Right.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at Hector's here, and he's like, "Oh, you sound like hell, man. You should have heard me
Oh,
yesterday. I sounded like bring Captain Solo and the Wookiee to me,
nice.
or
Nice.
whatever."
Um,
Yeah, Baby Yoda's an
yeah,
entry drug. It's true. They put all the cute
true,
stuff in there. You
true.
know that Disney knew that too. They're like, nope, we're
Oh
not
yeah.
releasing. We're not having
Oh, yeah.
toys. Nobody's gonna fucking know about this until
Yeah.
it comes up. And that
And then
that's what made everybody flip out, though, right?
yeah,
Because they knew
yeah,
it, though.
yeah.
John Favreau, that
They
guy's
tried to do it with the Loth Cat in this one, and Loth Cats are just not cute.
you know what's
They're not cute when they're cartoons. They're not cute when they're not cartoons.
the only person who
They're
thought that was cute was Dave Filoni.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, Dave's like, we gotta have Lothcats. Everybody's gonna like
yeah.
get the Lothcats.
No,
No, no.
we're good.
But if that's the
It has
level
dead
of shit
eyes.
that we have with live action Star
Oh
Wars,
my god, yeah,
we're
that's
kind
the
of
thing.
okay with that.
Dude, I love like live action Star Wars is crushing it, dude. They're not even
Agreed.
like, and I mean it's the perfect combination. It's like Kathleen
Right.
Kennedy is the overall boss, but she's not creative in any way.
Yeah.
So they're just letting Dave Filoni, who fucking literally like George Lucas's apprentice, just fucking run the show. It's
Never
like,
saw
okay,
these be too.
you know?
Hey, so speaking of this, I know no one's gonna. I'm not really telling tales out of school, but I love Star Wars so much. And I was sick, so I got to sit around, and there's no expectations on me today. Maybe if I do some laundry, that'll be great. So I took the opportunity and finished up my Jackson thing, but there's nobody here
Nice.
to take a picture, so I'm in fucking Walker's room because he's got a giant mirror. So I got my phone. I'm about to show the world. Fucking look at that, man.
Oh yeah.
That's
Look at
me.
that thing.
So what I did? I was talking with my kid, and we were like trying to figure out the gloves. I was just gonna get leather gloves, and I'm like, nah, 3D print me some vambrace thing, and I'll just put it on the end over some leather gloves. And he's like, yeah, cool. And he did one, and it looks fantastic. But then he's like, Daddy, I don't think I'm gonna have time to do the second one. I'm like, it takes 3 hours to print. It's a fucking month away. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, you know what I'm gonna do? And he's like, what? And I said, I'm throwing the stormtrooper things on, because that's a thing now in the video games, like Cal sets this. Everybody has like stormtrooper parts because everybody's killing stormtroopers. So they're like,
Oh, that's
oh,
interesting.
oh, cool. I need this thigh piece, So Jackson's got 2 arms.
I like it.
I took it
I
off
like
my
it a lot.
So yeah, that was
Oh, yeah.
my fun today.
Yeah.
Look, everybody's going, oh damn, yeah, clapping buddy stick. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I was really excited about that, honestly. And I got Padme boots for men. It's just she has like white leather squares across her shins. Looks
Right,
like
right.
it's just a detail visual interest thing for
Dude,
white
how
boots.
hot is Padme? You know?
Very.
like very hot, just
Extreme?
like the hottest. It's like, dude, and I'm sorry, dude. CGI Anakin, like, no thanks.
I don't care.
I was not into that at all.
You guys, man.
I understand that Dave Filoni and like everyone younger than me. No, I'm good. I don't need to see any of that.
I think it's
It was
cool
cool.
because
Don't get me wrong. It was
Anakin's
cool.
Anakin's in the story, right? So you got to do something.
Right.
But I'm so old that, like, you throw a frisbee through the air and that's the UFO in Project Blue book.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I think it's amazing that he looks as close as he does. So
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
I just don't like Hayden Christensen. That's all.
Well, that's a different thing. I love that Thrawn knows that Anakin is Vader, though. So that better be played up.
I like Thrawn. I like the whole Thrawn thing.
Yeah, I do too. But man, I love that book.
Yeah.
Because for a year that was new Star Wars.
What, Heir to the Empire?
Yeah. I actually read that book twice that year.
Nice.
I never do that.
Nice.
But I was really into that one.
So after like the current slate of Star Trek is dead and buried, what do you think they're gonna do next? So we're talking 20 years from now.
The next iteration of Star Wars?
Star Trek.
I mean Star Trek?
Yeah.
Well, you know my preference for this, right?
We all have our preferences.
In 2005, I wrote people were just going, well, what would you do? You're always saying Star Trek sucks. Fuck you. And so I wrote this thing called For the Time Being. And it was just like, it's my thing of Star Trek. So just do that. Yeah. They already built the D bridge. Throw a TOS bridge and then the time jump bridge. And those are 3 standing sets. And then just jump around every Star Trek episode and do what you want to do. That's hilarious.
Star Trek sliders. That's what they should do.
Is there a Roman emperor that has R for his first initial? Because you just changed James R. Kirk into the real guy. Like Captain Kirk is, he's a Romanius or whatever.
I'm sure there is.
Rubicon.
I'm sure there's an R.
He's crossed the Rubicon.
Yeah, Rubicon. James Rubicon Kirk. That works. I like it. Yeah. So anyway, how you doing?
I'm, except for this shitty cold. I mean, it's so funny now that like when you were a kid and you got a cold, and your mom gave you fudge cold and you got to stay home from school and getting a cold was kind of cool. And now I'm like, this isn't death COVID, is it? No.
Right.
But like the first time you get a sniffle, you're like, I'm gonna die, right?
Oh, fuck.
It's just this existential dread is kind of a deal. But
there was a couple times I had a cold in the last year or so, and I was just like, dude, if I take this test and it's positive, I have to call out of work. I have to do this. I'm like, just it's not worth it. Just fucking, just it's not worth it. Just go into work. I mean, colds are colds. It turns out I'm married to a scientist, so I had to take the test, and they were all negative. But that's not the point. The point is whatever.
That wouldn't fly in our house, man.
Yeah.
Mimi would be with the science officer on that one.
Yeah, that's a how's everybody out there doing?
I love Phyllis done a Trek anthology series. It's not that bad of an idea.
It's a good idea.
I mean, you could get 3. The thing is, you would have to, if you had 3 different things, right? You would have to have your crew shooting those 3 different things. You couldn't have 3 crews shooting 3 different things because that would be astronomical.
That would be
so then it's like you either shoot it tight with a skeleton crew or just think of it like, oh, this is going to be 12 episodes long and there's going to be 4 episodes in 3 different time frames, and then just shoot the whole thing at once and then play it in different, The fun thing about an anthology is you don't know what you get, right? So that's the appeal to that kind of thing for me, that hey, the pilot is, Kirk era, but the next episode is Picard era. And then the third episode, something like that. And then the third episode is a musical episode because everybody loves those.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway.
I would love them to take, the problem is you need a really strong creative in charge. And as of right now, that person doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So I would love them to do exactly what Star Wars is doing. Take a single time period and just, build it out over multiple different shows. With different protagonists doing different things, doing different parts of the galaxy. That would be cool. But I don't trust anyone to do it because Star Wars is sacred.
I like what Filoni is doing because you can tell he's heading to the Star Wars Avengers, where they're gonna have Mando and Obi-Wan and
Ahsoka and
that's great. But like, why can't you do that with Star Trek, right?
I mean, they think about it the wrong way. They don't think about that in terms of like structure. They think of it in terms of like, oh, we need superhero characters. It's like, no, you don't need Michael Burnham. You need a good story with like a winning, a good captain or whatever the fuck, Anyway.
I think if you want to talk about Discovery a little, I think that's what's so funny about that show is that when you remember, you and me were so smelled the stink of that thing before it was out. And everybody was accusing us, you don't like black women. And
that drove me insane.
And I'm like, no, I don't even address that because we're not there yet. You know what I don't like? The whole premise of this fucking show sucks.
The whole premise was bad. Yeah.
And so it's like nobody wants to talk nuance. Everybody just wants.
And if you remember, you and I came up with I don't know if you came up with it, whoever the fuck came up with it. The perfect because they wanted to do it before Kirk. Okay, here's make it number one. Have a whole show about number one. That's it. Follow number one as her, her journey from helmsman to captain. Like that's it. There's your fucking
show. I mean, I don't think either one of us came up with it. I think that was just so fucking obvious about how Brian Fuller was talking about it. It's going to be a female lead. She's not the captain. It's 10 years before Kirk and Spock. And I'm like, well, that show sounds fucking great. Who are you getting for number one? I hope you don't say her name. Like just call that fucking show Star Trek number one. And you get the ratings. Oh my god!
I mean, game over.
Yeah. So, but that's what happens when two Star Trek fans who understand how stories and media work get together, and then
for 2 seconds,
TV guys. Yeah.
I
know, and
I'm so glad it's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Or dying. I suppose it's on its last legs. I love the fact that they didn't know it was getting canceled, and they had to like reshoot the last episode. I love that. I love.
Oh yeah, that was in the Frakes interview because I think I.
Yeah.
And so I was telling Mimi about that, and she goes, "Oh, so all you're telling me is this is going to be the one season that you're going to be happy to watch because you don't have to ever think about it again." And I'm like,
yeah. According to Frakes, they made them go back to their action adventure roots, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? But the irony is, it's probably going to be the best season.
Well, that's the irony to everyone, right? Is that they. It's so. You hope that that Paramount learned the lesson, right?
Yeah.
That they saw the reception, that even people like us going, yeah, all right, that last episode of season 3 was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, of course.
But
of course.
But so then they're like, oh well, why don't we just give these people what they want? Which is, how is that not like on the wall, like Believe in Ted Lasso?
Yeah.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I dated this girl who worked at Blimpies. You know what that is, right? The sandwich place.
Great sandwiches.
And this particular place, I don't think this was corporate because it was a handwritten piece of paper that was taped up, but it'd been there forever.
Nice.
And it's just taped up over all this stuff, so nobody can see it. You're making their thing, and it just says, "Give the fat people more." And
that's amazing.
And it's like everybody's happy, right? So
that's amazing.
Give the Star Trek people some Star Trek.
Yeah.
That's all they.
Well, you have to understand what Star Trek is in order to give it to them. Yeah. And that was their fundamental flaw. They thought they were giving us like they were filling that thing with fan service left and right. Just didn't understand why nobody liked it. So
agreed.
Anyway, I'm really glad that Discovery's dying. I'm really glad that all the fucking bullshit we all put up with from 2017 on will be vindicated. I'm looking forward to those behind the scenes books. I will buy all of the behind the scenes books. The most Discovery merchandise they will ever sell is behind the scenes books. Like
Discovery, what happened?
I will buy all of those fucking books. I will read all the fucking interviews.
It's really rare though that you get kind of a tell-all from Hollywood that's not gossip.
Yeah.
You know, so like there I can remember two that I read. There was a book about the Twilight Zone movie that was really pretty compelling. And then I read whatever that M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong thing about the water nymph in the hotel pool.
Right.
Lady in the Lake. I don't know. Whatever it was called. But the production of that was really crazy. So I bought the book and that was really cool to read. But mostly it's because people they want to keep working in Hollywood and no one's going to, if you spill.
Well, sure. Yeah. But even like
that's the shit I want to know though.
Even like in Altman style oral history, I would just be like, yeah, fucking give it to me. Like, I want to hear all of the fucking behind the scenes bullshit. I want to hear all the stupid things you had to go to. And oh my God, John Price wrote another Medium post. We have to change the script. You know, all that shit. I want to read all that shit. You know,
I'm really interested in the Walter Mosley story because that one made me go. What Sagasag says. Discovery. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah. Also, George Todorowsky. How's it going? I got a cold, man.
Georgie T. What's up, brother?
Star Trek.
We're here to talk Star Trek. If you guys have any questions, feel free to enter them in the chat.
Have you been following the Scotty Bomber, Suede Bomber thing? Oh my God. So you know me. I got one. Big Show got one. You're gonna get one for Christmas.
I'll get one. Apparently, I'm getting one for Christmas.
We're gonna make sure that happens. But some of these costume guys, they don't get that's just fine, right?
Yeah.
You get this thing, and some guys like, well, this is based on these, this extensive screen research I did. This is 3/16 of an inch. 99% of the people who even know what that fucking is going to go, that's fucking cool. Right?
Yeah.
Most of the time people are going to be like, what is that? Is that some kind are you in a marching band or some shit? So
I can't wait.
But these guys are like going nuts and I'm like, yeah, but for $200 and it's
right, $200.
It's like the price of a regular suede jacket that looks mostly like a Star Trek thing from 20, 30 years ago. Like, and
it's the coolest Star Trek jacket. Like, it is far enough. It is the
Star Trek jacket by far. Like, I don't think anyone is going to disagree with it. Anyway,
I spent $200 at 7-Eleven in a month. Get out of
here. I should have brought some Kleenex over. I was like, I think I can make it an hour without blowing my nose or spitting or something. Maybe not.
Well, that would be an interesting on camera.
Well, I'll take myself off and you can riff about something.
Oh Jesus, that's what the world needs.
How's your secret door happening in the back there? Because I don't believe that's a new bookcase. I believe that opens up like.
No, it's definitely a bookcase.
A wall.
If you touch the one of the books, it doesn't swing open in any way, shape, or form.
Oh well. It still looks pretty.
There definitely wasn't a wall. There definitely wasn't a door back there that we didn't turn into a bookcase.
I was gonna say, some people watch some of the early ones where you're sitting in this white like veranda thing with nice glass doors and a dog that likes to eat things, and now it looks like you're in some kind of like man cave somewhere.
I'm trying to make like an actual functional space, but it
looks good.
It's getting there. It's getting there. And then, you can see, where's this guy? My at the time acting chief science officer, now chief science officer, knitted that for me, so it's very nice.
Yeah, that's cute.
Very nice present.
How funny is that? At the time, she was my acting science officer. That's awesome.
It's only because she doesn't listen. I can say these things.
I know.
Anyway, Star Trek. What's Lower Decks? We got to Lower Decks. They all got promotions. which I like. I think it's a nice little fun twist.
What do you think about this new Vulcan chick?
I don't know. The internet is getting a huge boner over her because the internet is full of weirdos. But I don't know. It's just kind of boring.
So
I don't
wait
like
a second.
Vulcan. I'm kind of racist against Vulcan, so I'm like the wrong person to ask.
Are you really?
Yeah, I don't like Vulcans.
Well, you're not gonna like this then.
No, I'm not. I'm really not.
Although
I'm married to Vulcan, so what does that say?
Well, that explains that.
That explains that.
Opposites attract. What you know what I do think though, that I think the girl who's voicing that Vulcan has totally pegged the Vulcan sort of meter of speaking. Because it's a really specific thing, and I'm not sure. Well, I'm not a voice coach, so I'm not sure I would have anything to say anyway. But if I was a voice coach, I still don't think I could articulate to somebody what it is to sound Vulcan. You know?
Yes. It has to be monotone, but not. You know?
And it's really impressive because this actress's work, I should probably look up her name because I'm going to be talking about her a lot, because it's even more impressive to me because her dialogue is jokes. So so not only is she nailing the Vulcan thing, but she's nailing how Vulcans tell jokes. You know? She knows that she's saying something that the humans are going to think is funny, and she has kind of like a judgment about it, but she still has to work with these people, and she finds them satisfactory anyway. And like that comes off when she just says, pass the salt or something in 10-4.
My fear,
it's really cool.
My fear is that they're gonna stick her and Boimler together and just kind of ruin the dynamic of the show. But that's always my fear. But yeah, I think she's crushing it. I think she's nailing it. The voice, it is, because a lot of people when they play Vulcan, they go too far one way or the other. You know, it's that nice middle ground. It's that nice Leonard Nimoy right down the middle. You know.
Hector says it's Gabrielle Ruiz, and that sounds like a familiar name to me.
Gabby Ruiz. I don't know.
Gabrielle Ruiz. I don't know.
I don't know.
But she's great. Nice job.
Yeah, doing a good job.
What else?
So yeah, I like that they got promotions. I like that. Yes, please.
I was going to say, can I address your thing about getting Boimler together with her?
Yes.
I fear that that's going to happen, but I think Mike McMahon's too smart.
I was going to say, at this point, I trust Mike McMahon. I mean, I have no reason not to.
I mean, you just figure these guys are roughly in college, right? And so people mix it up, but they also don't, because when you're young and fresh and hungry and not, an officer or, a senior or whatever, you don't have any money. Like, girls don't like you. You can't go anywhere. Like, going on a date for a movie is like a month's worth of spending money, and you'd rather drink. So, there's no way that there should be any dating amongst the lower decks people.
Yeah, no, it's a hookup culture. It's not a romance culture.
Well, it's the future.
Yeah.
Computer. Gabrielle Ruiz, please.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Lower Decks.
When I was a kid, I used to love getting mail to the point that I would send away for shit off the back of cereal boxes that I didn't even want, just so 6 weeks later I could get something in the mail. And that's what Star Trek.
That's like the most Larry thing I've ever heard. Yeah, I just wanted something in the mail. I mean,
that's awesome. The most Larry thing you've ever heard.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I'm just gonna enjoy that one. I can't
explain so much. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I don't have much to talk about because I haven't been really doing anything for a couple of days. My kid swam in from Alcatraz with his mom. That was cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, even I was like, do I have to really get up for this? I don't feel that great. And Walker was sick, and he's like, Daddy, I'm swimming it. And I'm like, nice. Yeah, okay, I guess I can get up with it.
Well, Walker's like on the path to taking over the country. So, I mean,
we could do
good for him. Good for him. Yeah. So,
He's one of those kids that's just up for anything.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, but he has a good sense. It's not anything, right? He's up for anything within reason, which is a really cool place to be as a parent,
right?
Because like I'm not worried about him 100% of the time,
right?
Because he's got good decision making skills and varied interests. So that's a person who doesn't get bored, and those are the people who get in trouble. The bored people.
Yeah, bored people, idle hands, as they would say.
He's really mad. His 3D printer isn't working. He's like mad, like straight up mad. And I'm like, dude, we're trying to figure it out, but like, mommy's got a job, and I don't understand. So like, I could go buy you the nozzles and screws and wrenches and shit that you want all day long, but like, don't pull this out because I don't know where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but how do you how you solve problems, Daddy? I'm like, what? And he sends me a link to the Creality K1 Speedy 3D printer. $500. Let's just fucking buy this new one, set it up. Mommy's not gonna know. Dude, it looks completely different. Mommy's not gonna know.
Oh man,
that's how mad he is. That
that's a good solution.
But he knows trying to go around mommy just never works. Yeah. It's not gonna happen.
I was gonna say he should ask the community. I bet Chris Sagasag has some ideas on how it works.
Yeah, it's one of the nozzles clogged, and we got replacement nozzles. We did that didn't work. So what's happening is it's not heating the pla correctly. So I don't know how they work or what that's going to do, but what happens is if you tell it to print, it'll take a half an hour to do like a 5-inch strand. That one end just looks like the pla, that because we've cut it out, stopped, and then it's too hot and it's stringy and looks right for like 1/8 of an inch. And then it's bumpy again, and there's a blob, and then it's like string. Like, so what causes that? I don't know. Anyway, Chris said that's the best solution. Change a nozzle and see what happens. So that's where we're at. Swimming, dancing.
I'm pretty sure he meant the best solution was to buy a new one. Because mommy will never know.
Yeah, I guess Mimi doesn't watch these. So, yes, that is. Replace the entire print head.
Oh boy.
He was taking it apart, man. There's a little like retaining box to cover where stuff is like super hot. Yeah, dude. We've done it all. We've watched all the YouTube stuff. Don't make me talk about this. Let's talk about this.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's move forward. Let's move forward here. I'm excited to see where Lower Decks is headed this year. We're getting some good character development stuff, as we usually do. I don't know. I can't talk about Lower Decks seriously.
I was gonna say you're not gonna have a thing where 5 years from now, like Boimler's gonna be a first officer. Like, do you think that? I mean, then it becomes a different show.
Going. I mean, if it's 5 years from now, maybe.
But I'm with you, man. You're like all like, oh, I love that they got promotions, and I'm like, I didn't, because now they're not Lower Decks to the point they had to have a line about that. Oh, well, we're still Lower Decks and thematically, and I'm like, yeah, and I have no interest now because you're just fucking schmoes walking by in the hallway. Like, there's no why. How can you be interesting? You're not getting picked for away missions.
It's like Lower Decks, the college years. Like Saved by the Bell. Anyway, okay.
Oh my God, that'd be cool.
That was a bad joke, John.
No, a good Star Trek.
Yeah. I tell bad jokes in the classroom all the time, and I've gotten to the point where I just say, well, better luck next time, John.
Oh, like for your joke reception?
Yeah. Because they don't laugh. Sometimes kids will laugh, and sometimes they don't, and usually it's they don't, which makes me laugh even harder.
Right
on the inside.
Right, you people don't know.
I'm like, that was a funny joke, man.
That was quality.
Not everyone. Okay,
that's funny.
So yeah,
the space agonizer. Hey Chris, I got my agonizer right here.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So what did you guys talk about last time?
I don't remember.
Me neither. Okay.
Dan was talking about some. I don't know. I could make something up that sounds correct.
Dan was talking about AI.
And he was trying to talk me into Blender. 3D generation. Actually, we did talk about it.
I love Dan so much.
I do too.
He is who he is.
It's good though. I'm glad we had this conversation because he was telling me about photogrammetry, and I took it back to Star Trek so he could talk about what he was saying. But I said I bought that Spock helmet with a siren on top.
Yeah,
I found one, and but it's kid sized, like a little kid sized.
Boo.
So I'm like, oh, this is horrible. Except why don't we just scan it, blow it up about 20%, and then we all have them, right?
Love it.
And so Dan says, hey, your iPhone, there's this thing called, I don't know, Make a STL, some app that you can do photogrammetry all the way around because the iPhone has the ability to do that, stitch it together. I'm like, fuck. That's how he does the thing of him and his kid on the things. Yeah. I'm like, great. Yeah. So I look it up and it's like, oh, no, you need a iPhone 12, I think. And they're on 15 and I have like an 8. Nice. So I'm like, nice. I don't care. I don't go anywhere. I don't need my phone except for Walker and me to call me, you know? So, but I'm really in love with doing this myself and learning it so Dan can shut up about, you need to do this in Blender. And I'm like,
I love it.
So I'm going to do this, except I'm like, I got to have a new phone, Mimi. And she's like, well, it's your birthday. And I'm like, wow, that was painless. Like as long as I keep Star Trek out of it, right?
Just don't mention the Star Trek part.
If I started with, Dan, show me this thing, and I'm going to do this thing for this thing, it's going to be great. She's going to be like, nope. But if I just go, the battery's kind of shitting up, it's full of photos, I don't know what to do. Give me another phone.
There you go.
You know, that's what we do. I'll have like 4,000 or 5,000 pics on a phone, and instead of just putting them to the cloud or downloading them to photo thing or whatever, I just go, oh, that's full. I need a new phone.
That's full.
And he goes, well, it's been 5 years or so. It takes me that while. You know, all right, let's get another phone. And I think she secretly knows that's why I do. Yeah. And she just doesn't want to have that conversation because she's shown me 100 times. But I just like having all those phones. Like, I mean, all those pics on my phone. If you're out and you're talking with somebody and you're like, oh, hey, look, this is that Halloween thing my kid did. Or, oh, this is that time we made round birthday cakes. Like, that was fucking bananas. And spherical birthday cakes. We really did that.
That's awesome.
You know what we did? We got those half bowls, the metal bowls, and just baked 2 half cakes in that.
That's amazing.
Took them out, put them together, and frosted it. And hey, that's a fucking planet.
Now I want a cake, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to go buy a cake. Hey, Chief Science Officer, I got to run to the store real quick.
Yeah, I need a cake.
That's not going to go well. You don't need a cake, John.
Is she anti-cake?
No, she's just
anti-John. No, that looks a little too much fun, John. And I think you did serious Star Trek, so I don't think cake is a Tuesday thing.
Anywho,
I've been married.
Just check and make sure we're not there.
Don't show her the helmet. Philo says, no, Mimi knows who she married. The helmet's been sitting. I have a chair that was my grandfather's next to my bed. And I've been trying to tell Walker for 16 fucking years. He's like, oh, that's your grandfather's chair. And I'm like, that's my fucking chair. But you go, that's Daddy's chair. And he's like, no, that's your grandfather's chair. My great grandfather. That's not your chair. I'm like, well, he's been dead since 1970. And anyway, it's kind of a funny thing in our house. But that's where I put the Star Trek helmet. It's just sitting on my chair. I'm going to do that.
Why does this keep going out of focus?
So you don't feel.
Yeah.
Dude, plus, speaking of watching TV, I don't know. My friends all suck because nobody told me that Letterkenny is the most Larry show of all time.
Letterkenny is hilarious.
And it's like, dude, I lived in northern Vermont. Like the summertime episodes that I could just walk in there. 1970, like 1982, Larry could just walk in there.
Letterkenny's great.
Everybody with turtlenecks with flannel shirts over it. Like that's how I dressed for like 8 years.
That's awesome.
You have to because it's cold.
It's cold, man.
Anyway,
all the hockey, I love it. Yeah, I haven't watched Letterkenny in a while. We'll have to go back about that.
I'm on like season 8 now. And do you remember Tanis? You must, because her name is Tanis.
Mm-hmm.
She's a really good looking native girl. And so I'm like, oh, let's look at this actress. What else has she been in? And it's bananas that she was in this like super like Indian political event when she was 4, and she's being held by her 8-year-old sister who gets stabbed in the shoulder in this fucking melee. Somebody stabbed an 8-year-old girl who's holding a 4-year-old.
Jesus.
Anyway, so they grow up, and so she's like about 20, and they make a TV movie about this event for Canada because it's a big deal. And so she contacts them. She's like, "Hey, I was the 4-year-old girl, and I'm trying to be an actress." And they're like, "Come with us."
Come on down.
And that was her start. And now,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I really like that. I'm like, well, I hope you thanked your sister for taking one for you.
Right? It's like, hey, I'm going to repay you in 20 years.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I even read a little about the political event. It was very Canada, but still, it was like, what are kids doing at this thing? You know, people are going to be throwing elbows. Oh, somebody got stabbed. Oh, it was an 8-year-old.
Classic Canada. Dan Shaheen is texting and says, "Didn't this show used to be more blue?" It did. It did. That's why I'm wearing a blue shirt.
I too have a
in memory of our dearly beloved R.I.P. D'Antron, the engineer. He'll be back next week, and it'll be funny again.
Walker asked me. He's like, "Okay, I love your your gay for Ron Tracy. So you make all this Exeter shit, and but what's up with the K-Town, and what's up with what's the other one I did? I forget. Oh, Enterprise, of course. And why is Enterprise one black? And I had this whole story for him. But so today I'm thinking about wearing my K-Town shirt and NX09 hat, and she's like, Walker says, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, dude, it's 8:03. We're going to school. Did you say what the fuck to your father? And he's like, "No, but you have like 9 different ships on." And I'm like, because Captain Non-Canonical has been assigned to many ships. And he's
had a long career.
He's not just a guy who goes, "Oh, I'm my latest ship. That's my new favorite." No, man, I'm going to work out in my K-Town. I'm going to go shopping in my prize. Let's come on. Anyway. Just
Hector,
the deer lady in Reservation Dogs, and that's when I was in my bunk. I was like, holy shit, she's the deer lady. Did you ever watch that show?
No.
More Indian stuff?
Dude,
the first season of that show is bananas. There's an Indian warrior that was killed in the battle of Bighorn, who just haunts Oklahoma City for some reason. He will not go into the afterlife because he just likes Earth so much. But this is like a regular show about teens dealing with stuff, and every once in a while there's some bananas thing like that. Some guy who's dressed like an Indian. He's on a horse. But he sounds like the guy down the store at Jiffy Lube. He's like, you kids, you don't know what you're fucking doing. And they're like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm a spirit." and they just go, "Oh, okay, that happens." And he's their buddy. He shows up every once in a while. But there's this woman that walks through the town and basically is just like a force of justice against dickheads. Like if you get drunk and start groping a girl, she'll come over in the bar and go, "Hey, baby, buy me a drink," and then, "Hey, let's go outside." And they go back and she murders them.
Nice. See, that's the kind of justice we like around here.
But it looks like that girl from Letterkenny. I'm like, I would like to be murdered by her. That's great.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Did you know Nancy is a stand-up?
I did. Dude, I do. I mean,
how amazing is that?
That's why I said she's coming for you. Come on, of all the people we know, who's the one?
No, exactly.
Who's gonna fucking slay being on stage?
Of course, right?
You and me are hilarious, but
not
no
on
way
stage.
do we have a tight 10 or so. There's no way.
No.
We're funny situationally, right?
Right.
You're like hitting the ball somebody's pitched you. She's up there fucking she's doing whatever she's doing.
She's throwing balls.
I have nothing but admiration for her because she's fucking hilarious.
Nancy's so awesome.
She is. And the only one who doesn't think so, no. It's gonna make a Shurin joke. It's a joke.
On that note,
it's a joke. We were talking about comedy.
It's only a joke.
You set up an interesting bit of tension, and then you release it with a humorous thing.
A story with a humorous climax, as our friend Spock would say.
Did you check out that thing where we were talking about that chick who was going after Hassan Minhaj It was
Who's
she's
Hassan Minaj?
a comedian. The guy did Patriot Act for Netflix.
Oh, I saw that whole thing and I was like, pass. I don't.
This
I'm not
reporter
interested.
started fact checking his
Like, come on.
like, really? And they're like, well, but he crossed the line, because everybody knows that the comedians, tell stories and exaggerate, but he exaggerated like a lot.
I think it was Louis C.K. one time, and like the whole punchline was like, every time a comedian tells you it's a true story, it 100% never happened. Like,
Never.
like, he said it funnier than that, obviously.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
like, that was the punchline. It was like, yeah, obviously, never happened.
But that's
people
the
need
thing.
to
I
calm
don't.
the fuck
I
down.
think everybody has that context, right? And her thing
Right.
was that they don't. And it's like, lady, the only person who, I mean, if you want to do a hit piece on the guy, let's break
Sure.
it down, I guess.
Sure.
But like, starting with his jokes weren't true is not it's not a
smart.
premise anyone ever has. Ever.
Right.
Like,
what a fucking idiot.
It's like, hey, fucking penguins are pussies because they're birds who don't fly.
Right.
What the fuck? Who do they think they are? You don't know. You have to have a context.
Check you actually. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Anyway,
I hate that shit, man.
That's why.
Anyway.
What made me think of that though is, who's going to stop that? Fucking Nancy Sin. She's going to be like, come out here.
I am just waiting for her to go viral because it's coming. We all know it's coming.
She had I did tell her when she has her first headliner, or maybe even opening for a headliner, but that's between you and me. I wouldn't tell her this.
Yeah.
I would fucking fly out there and sit in the audience.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She at some point she's gonna lose her Nancy shit. All Nancy on somebody, I'm oh
my god, can you imagine Nancy against hecklers?
Oh my god, dude. I was her first follower on Instagram and I will be there every fucking day. I
think all the time I think about that time she just eviscerated Taylor Johns on my Facebook, and I told him, I'm like, dude, Nancy Sen is she's super smart and she's super funny. You have to bring your A game or she's going to destroy you. And he's like, oh, I think girls are funny. And like no, dude.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
That was just amazing. It was one of my favorite things on Facebook. Good old man.
Good
Nancy
times.
Pants.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to Lower Decks this week, and looking forward to Ahsoka.
Well, and that's on now, right? Tonight?
I don't know what day.
Yeah, Ahsoka's Tuesday, I'm pretty sure.
I have to finish work stuff, so there's no TV tonight.
Are you doing let's run through the things are you doing Murders in the Building? Mimi loves that.
Yes, we just started. We got through, I think, episode 1.
Oh yeah.
Just episode 1 so far. Because I think it's weekly. Is that true? It's like a
no,
thing?
it's weekly.
Yeah, so I think we just did the first episode.
No, but the first of season 3 or the first episode?
Yeah, the new season. Yeah.
Okay.
No, we crushed that thing.
Yeah.
And then
man, what a
I really like Murders in the Building. I think it's funny. And then what else? There's a new season of Love is Blind. So, obviously we're crushing that. And that's
dude,
about it.
You know what? I really tried to watch that Stars on Mars thing, and it just makes me angry. And so Mimi was talking to me, and she goes, but you fucking love Naked and Afraid, so it's not like you're afraid of.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, but that's because that's a cool premise. That like, go and do something crazy in a crazy environment, and then see what happens. And so I started watching that Survive the Raft.
Okay.
And I just turned to her and I'm like, you got to just blame John Price for this. Because I never watch reality stuff, but like now I do, apparently. I have like a favorite show.
Stars on Mars was amazing. I assume you're not going to watch the ending.
I'm on like episode 7, but tell me, because
So you know how like Shatner is like the mission control guy, right?
Yeah.
The final mission or whatever, he shows up. He gets sent to Mars.
Oh, maybe I'll just watch that last one. That's awesome.
He doesn't wear anything. He's just wearing like his black leather jacket, and he's like, "Okay, gotta go," and he just like walks out the airlock. You know, it's the like there's no conversation. He's just like, okay, gotta go now.
Well,
Like,
think about it. Dude's 92, right? You're not gonna put all that shit on him.
like they don't even pretend to have like
But-
verisimilitude. They don't even pretend. They're just like, okay, bye Shatner, bye.
Like, it would have been better if he just like walked out of frame. Just,
Yeah,
like,
right.
past
Just
the camera.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
you know what I love most
great.
about that story though? It's they're in fucking Coober Pedy fucking Australia. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere. It takes like 12 years just to fly there, and then you have like a 6-hour bus ride, right? Because I mean, I'm sure
Is that true? I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure they got a private jet or
Yeah.
something. But if you're a miner who's going out there to do a job, that's how you get there.
That's
but still, it's like fucking get 92-year-old William Shatner like a gajillion-dollar plane ticket to fly 3 days to the middle of nowhere, Australia.
That's crazy.
Just to go, stars on Mars.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't look to see where they. I assumed it was like in like Nevada or something. I don't know.
Can I tell you what the coolest thing about Coober Pedy is that I first heard of it when they did that Chronicles of Riddick movie, the first one, Pitch Black.
Oh yeah.
And so that's they're in this crazy terrain, looks like another planet, and they built this giant set that's a crashed spaceship for Vin Diesel's character to come out of, right?
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
So
that's
giant,
right.
And it's so in the middle of nowhere, they just left it. So these fucking crazy Australians turned it into a B&B. So now Coober Pedy is a thing now. So they had a place to stay when they were shooting the Mars Attack on Mars.
That's hilarious.
Stars on Mars.
Mars
this big fucking crash spaceship from Pitch Black. I think that's I have
awesome.
to go there someday.
I love that movie. I saw that movie in the theaters when I was like, I don't know, whatever age. That was a cool movie. I got to speaking of, I got to get back to Mars. So
406. Thanks for
I want to thank everyone for coming in and listening to us ramble. I want to thank everyone for their help with Walker's little 3D printing fiasco. I want to thank Nancy Sen for letting me believe that comedy can be saved.
Comedy's not dead.
And I want to thank my chief science officer for making dinner.
You know what? I want to thank your chief science officer as well for letting us have Dr. John Price for an hour or so. Yes. All right, that's cool. I love these things. I hope we never stop doing these.
Yeah. Dantron will be back next time. So we'll have more talk about AI. And like probably some strike updates,
Me crying about something.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, John.
Bye.
Bye.
Live long and pee in the toilet.